Good evening friends, this is Kartikeya. Today I am going to discuss about the open market sales scheme for wheat and rice. Before going to know about details of this article, we have to know about what is open market sales scheme for wheat and rice. Let us start our discussion with what is open market sales scheme for wheat and rice. Farmers has two options to sell wheat or rice for market. That is, one is for government, another one is for market. Government will offer minimum support price for farmer for procuring the produce of farm like wheat or rice. FCI is the responsible for this. Under National Food Security Act, FCI will send the amount of wheat or rice and certain product to the ration shops. From that, the poor will get the ration at cheap prices. This is the system runs in our country. So because of the guarantee price that is given by the government, most of the farmers, majorly the wheat and rice, the farmers will sell to government. That is, most of the food will be like a food produce like a wheat or rice will be near FCI. After sending the or after giving the certain amount of food to poor, lot of surplus of wheat and rice are present near FCI because there is no limit for farmers to sell their produce. So many farmers in our country, especially for wheat and rice, they will go through they will sell their product for FCI. So in order to sell their produce, the FCI will go for open market sale scheme. This is the system that runs in our country. This is about open market sales scheme. Let us go to our today's article. States have been looking for alternative ways for wheat and rice after Food Corporation of India. What happened is the government of India kept certain limit to sell for open market sales scheme. Here we observe in this article, earlier maximum quantity allowed earlier was 3000 metric tons per bid for a buyer. It will now range from 10 to 100 metric tons. So under open market sales scheme, the individuals or the organization or the company or states, anyone can buy the produce from the FCI. So earlier there was a 3000 metric ton is the maximum quantity allowed to buy. But now there is a new rule, that is a revised the open market sales scheme, that is limit to range from 10 to 100 metric tons. This is the situation that will affect the certain things in our country, because the state governments, many of the state governments in our country offering their own food price. Let us talk about some example. If central government or FCI giving the 1 kg of rice for 30 rupees or 5 rupees, but the state governments will give their promise, will give kilo rice for 1 rupee. So in that situation, they have to buy or they have to procure certain amount of food from open market sales scheme. So in order to procure, Earlier there is a 3000 metric tons. Now that was limited to 10 to 100 metric tons. That will affect the federal relation between the center and state. So because recently the Karnataka government announced the Anna Bhagya scheme to give rise to marginalized families was a part of Congress government's whole promise. So the procurement is not enough for Congress government in Karnataka, so they have to go for open market sales scheme. But changing of the rules or center revised these open markets will be affect the situation of the Karnataka government. So the Karnataka government says that the government central government deliberately brought this cap of reducing 3000 metric tons to 10 to 100 metric tons is one of the situation. But the government says that it's the intention behind this to reduce 10 to 100 metric ton was to reduce the monopoly that creates the deliberately or intentional scarcity of the food, because under open market sales scheme any one of the company can buy the bulk amount of food, that is wheat or rice. By by buying this amount of wheat or rice, they intentionally creating the companies who bought this wheat or rice, they intentionally creating the scarcity of the food that leads to increase of the prices. After increase of the prices, they will sell their produce. This will affect the common man. This is the reason why the central government or FCI put a cap of 10 to 100 metric tons. This is the explanation of the Food Corporation of India for reducing the metric tons in open market sales scheme. This is the context of the open market sales scheme. Today, a small, that is MCQ question has given statement and assertion based question. The open market sales scheme is a monetary policy tool used by central banks. Is a statement. Assertion. The open market sales scheme involves the sale of government securities in the open market to control the money supply. Please answer this question in comment section. We discuss this question in tomorrow's session. Thank you.